Welcome to the track guide for week 5 of the cross car series at Daytona Short. It's a very hectic lap. To start with, we want to be at the extreme left to open up the chicane as much as possible. So don't hit it, but we're pretty close. Flat out in 5th, coming from the last corner. Changing up to 6th as soon as you get there. Trying to get as close to this as possible. I think I miss it by a wee bit here. Probably another tyre or two over here to get in there to open up this next bit would be better, and see I've had to lift because I haven't quite got this right. If you get this right, you should be able to be flat through this area. Wanting to, in a rallycross car, you'd be wanting to clip a good chunk of the sausage, but here I'm trying to either avoid it or just touch the edge. Just a slight lift as I change the weight or transfer the weight to the other side. Just missing it there. And then being able to come up to the extreme right of this jump. I'll be staying off this portion on the side there, taking off in a nice straight line, full throttle, and then as you start to get airborne, ease off throttle, otherwise you'll be pointing right up to the sky. Start to bring in some brake to keep the nose pointing downwards. There it goes, because you can't gain any speed in the air, but if you can bring the car down and you can control it when it's on the ground, and you can make lap time on the ground, you can't do anything in the air. So hence that's why I'm bringing the nose down, bring the car down as soon as I can. Starting to throttle up to balance it a bit because I've brought the nose down possibly a little bit too much. Land on the downside of the jump rather than past the jump as you save the engine. Then when you land, I'm already pointing a bit to the left. This corner is going to come up pretty quick. Just wanting to clip a tiny bit of the sausage. He's still keeping a lot of gas in it. Still accelerating quite hard. And I'm using the sausage as my reference for when to start braking and swinging it into the tight right-hander up here. You see the car drifting in this fashion. Start easing off. Just clip that sausage. And then it's a case of transitioning via the pendulum motion at the rear end coming out this way, and now it's time to start swinging it back out this way to prepare for the very tight right-hander. Start braking down to 3rd gear, the car starts to turn in. Wanting to get the majority of that turning done before you get there, and then drive straight out. Getting in nice and tight, trying not to hit the sausage though. And while we're turning, just bringing that little bit of throttle in to keep a bit of balance. And as soon as we're past that and can sort of sight the exit, time to get back to full throttle. Still half throttling while we're trying to straighten up. See, leaving some good 11s there. And coming down here, out nice and close to this wall to open up this right-hander, and this has sort of the few apexes on this concrete wall here. It's not a round thing, it's juts out a bit. You've got to be careful about which part you approach. Just where this wall heads out to the left, that's roughly a braking marker. down to third. As you can see, there's a few different points. This one here is roughly what I'm trying to get close to. And that part there. I'm trying to turn in, keeping a little bit of throttle in to keep the balance in when we're on road. Holding it at that half throttle until we feel that the car is settled, and then bang up to full throttle. And then it's just flat out all the way up here. And when we're coming up here, the track temperature this week is quite cool. We can go even later than we were for the Daytona Long video. Same corner, same approach. Well past that sign. And almost at that part there, we're starting to slow down from 6th into 4th. Important to keep this throttle in. I'm sort of keeping a similar amount of brake and throttle in, just playing with these amounts to try and keep the car happy, and off with the brake as we're getting towards the apex, so as we can focus on the exit, clipping a little bit of this curb, don't touch the sausage. Keeping the car as balanced as possible. Got a little bit loose. We cost a little bit of time there with that slight oversteer on exit. Overall that is a lap of Daytona short and 37.29. I expect the fast guys to be just under 37, but I think if you can do around this sort of lap time, you should be pretty competitive in any race. So we'll go through it full speed from cockpit. Imagine if I could operate this correctly. Try again. And fast from chase view. So hopefully that's of use to you. No joker explanation this week because this is a very simple joker. There's nothing, no trick or special thing to be aware of there. So good luck out on track. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.